Only at Christmas. Written by Jae El Foster. Narrated by Michael Graham. Chapter 1. Leaning cross-armed over the window ledge, Darin Michael Mathis observed the light fall of fluffy white snowflakes as they drifted from the heavens and down to the open courtyard below. 3 nights before Christmas, downtown Nashville seemed strangely calm and oddly quiet. A glance to the digital clock of the cable box showed him that it was only 8:30, and Darin had imagined the streets would have been swamped with packs of last-minute shoppers. But living in downtown Nashville, Tennessee, was quite different than New York City. In the city that never sleeps, he would have heard the hustling and fussing of hectic shoppers from rise to rest. But here, as every shop on the street around him closed at 7, all was calm. In a way, it was nerve-wracking. It just seemed too peaceful. With a careless sigh, Darin shrugged his shoulders and pulled himself off of the small wooden chair by the wall, stood with a yawn, and lazily shut the window. It was Friday night, and, much to his dismay, his newness to the city had not faded, and just as he had been every night for the last 5 weeks, he was alone. Working as an advertising representative for a recording label, his job was complete until after Christmas. Then, he had a whole 2 or 3 more days of work, and the new year would be here, which he would most likely also be alone for. Feeling the distinct craving for a strong shot of scotch, he carried his sleepy, built body across the floor of his living room and into the adjoining tiled kitchen. There, he roamed through each and every cupboard, all 3 of them, and searched endlessly for the liquor that he knew was not there. Sighing again, he shook his head and stood still for a moment, feeling the craving grow. Moving back to the living room, he lifted his black slacks from the armrest of the sofa and pulled his wallet free. There, he rolled his forefinger and thumb through the mix of 20s and 5s, tucked the wallet back in the pocket, and slid the slacks on. On second thought, he stripped them off, pulled the wallet back out, and tossed the slacks to the pile of dirty laundry near the front door. He was going to a bar, and he decided blue jeans would be best. 31-year-old Darin Mathis stopped before the mirror in the hall on his way to the bedroom to check himself and decide if a shower was needed. Despite having worked a full day at the office, he looked surprisingly clean and rested. Running a hand over the dark curly hair that graced his chest and stomach, he smiled proudly, noticing the definition of his abs. With nothing but alone time here in Nashville, he had learned to visit the apartment complex's gym at least twice a day, and it was beginning to show. In the bedroom, he opened the closet door and found a pair of seemingly clean jeans atop a pile of last week's laundry. He needed to fold these one day, reminding himself how fortunate he was to have a dry cleaning service to handle his work clothes. Domestic abilities were not in his genetic makeup. With the jeans, he wore a white t-shirt, a dark blue hoodie, and a pair of white socks and black high-top sneakers. The bar was only 3 blocks away, and for a trip that short, he didn't anticipate needing a coat. This was the South, after all. Running a hand over the 1/2 inch of growth on his recently shaved head, he donned the hood, left the bedroom, snatched his keys from the coffee table, and took one quick look around his small apartment. As he flicked out the light, his eyes caught a split-second glance at the picture of him and Todd, sitting in a frame near the television. Darin left the apartment with the memory of his deceased lover in his head and the growing need for alcohol growling in his gut.